What's going on, YouTube and y'all squad? This your boy Yocrates. I want to say I'm sorry if y'all hear the noise in the background. It is still summertime, unfortunately, and people still outside acting as if, yeah, they're crazy. Anyway, what's going on, YouTube? Y'all squad? This your boy Yocrates. This is your review for Belle Collective Season 2. I believe this is episode 7. A lot happened in this episode, and I think it's going to open up conversations for us. And, we can talk. There's going to be a part where obviously things got heavy in the episode. We'll get there, but I just want to say now, and I'll say it again, I never saw Bring It, so I don't know the dynamics with JJ and his girls, so I can only go based off of what I saw last night. So let's get started. We pick up where we left off, still at the Sistervention. Um, we're hearing IMDb's being thrown out, whack ass brunches. Tamara is telling us this is not the Letitia that she knows. Oh, okay. So then Letitia tells us she invited IKEA to the Ferris Street project and to do I'm sorry, and to this table, don't bite the hand that feeds you, which I'm like, ooh. Now y'all heard me say last week because I guess maybe I was one of the few people that understood the comment of, I pretty much put you at this table, meaning that this is her show for the most part. So it's because of me that you're on this show as a cast member. So even when she said, "Well, make sure the place is clean," like I know there was a cute clap back, but based off of how it was presented, that's why I didn't go up for the clap back that IKEA had. Anyway, IKEA tells Letitia she seems insecure. Now this is when Letitia gut punched that ass. Now again, we all can. A lot of people gonna say what she said was low, and for the most part it is. But look, when y'all know how I feel about it. When we at war, ain't nothing off limits. So the fact that she called her insecure, then Letitia brought up a situation that will cause her to be insecure. So she was like, "No, you're insecure because you were born into a family that didn't want you." I said, "You know that." I'm like, ooh. Now, my only thing is this: how does she know that? Did Tambra tell her, or is this something that IKEA told her? Because look, it is messed up to do something back in somebody's face that they told you. But look, sometimes the best way to get somebody is with facts and with their own truth to you. I mean, that's just what it is, right? So IKEA says to us, she feels that that's deep rooted. Like the fact that you even spoke that is something deep rooted and nasty within yourself. No, y'all just at war. Is what it is. Like in this moment, and look, it's the whole thing is who finna win. Damn it, I'm trying to win, right? So Letitia says no one wanted her. Oh, sorry, I said that already. So Letitia mentions IKEA supposedly calling them ugly. She denies it and says if Tamra said it, she's a lie. Letitia then FaceTimes Marie for confirmation. Tamra says her exact words. Excuse me. Ooh, sorry, y'all. Well, y'all know my insomnia it be on one, and I ain't had my coffee yet. It's 1:23. I'm gonna make me a pot of coffee. I should have made the coffee before I got on. Y'all real stop. Anyway, she says Tamara says her exact words were she is blunt and she can / will throw shade. I remember when she called me asking about Fair Street and asked if there were any cute girls in Jackson. I can believe Akeisha said that. I can also believe that she might have called them ugly or between those two, if we combine them together and split in half, that happy medium. But I do believe that IKEA said something. I do see Tamara being very like it. To me, if IKEA was your friend from all these years back, why would you even betray her trust and bring that up? Because unless it was going to come out, no reason for you to say it. Like, okay, this is what my friend said. It is what it is. Boom, done. Anyway, so IKEA denies it. Letitia feels that Tamara should have been direct with her instead of indirect because she had no problems with IKEA. Tamara says she thought the ugly thing was just a joke. So IKEA's like, okay, well, let's start there. If you thought that it was a joke, then, like, why would you even repeat it? Like, what is going on? And as IKEA is really trying to explore the whole joke thing, Tamara says they asked what I said, and I'm gonna tell them what you said. Now that was very telling. So if they asked you, Tamara, what you said, there's no need for you to sit here and bring in your friend of however many years. So the fact that you said if they ask me what I said, I'm gonna tell them what you said sounds like deflection to me, and you not trying to own up to nothing. And I'm sorry, she said, tell them what the fuck you said, with some umph in her chest. So IKEA stands up, then Tamara stands up, towering over her. Latrice stands up, and Letitia tells her to sit her ass down. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with you, girl. Sit down. And then Latrice goes over there pretty much kind of like, breaks up the scene and whatnot. The girls sit down. They're calm for the most part. Tamara says she feels they can do more together than apart. Obviously, this thing was not resolved. Tamara says if she doesn't like IKEA, she would say so. Letitia shares that Tamara says she did not want to be in a group chat with every. I'm sorry. That she would be in a group chat with everyone except IKEA. So Tamara says she doesn't remember that. Latrice I'm sorry. And even with that, I mean, there are Marie in essence kind of co-sign that too. So then Latrice switches gears because we're not getting anywhere. But like I said, this is just a lot of information dumping. Latrice switches and talks about Damon. Marie said that she didn't think that Damon was even a thing because hell, the last time she saw, she was with another dude. And Taryn was just like, no, no, that is just my homeboys and whatnot. Cool. Letitia says to IKEA she likes her and apologizes for projecting, which was good, which was very big of her. But she didn't apologize for that one, gut punch to the chest. So that's going to play out later. So we get Soguchi and Latrice. They're building hunting because, of course, Latrice is trying to find another building for her business. Latrice wants to buy a building with units as well to rent out, to other people at a reasonable price. And I'm under the assumption it's probably gonna be in the hood too, but I could be wrong. They talk about getting their families together, and then also talk about blended families and how difficult that is. And then Latrice is pondering having a child. We will see how that goes. So now we get IKEA and Willie. Willie rehashes the guys' trip. IKEA talks about the rebirth party and then rehashes the sistervention and then brings up the born into a family that didn't want you comment. And Will was like, she didn't say that. She didn't say that. Because he's in the state of disbelief. He's like, I can't believe that they went there. And he feels like if you finna come at somebody, you can use anything, but to go there is low. It is, but again, if we had war, again, I'm just a different person. That's why I tell people, hell, if you don't want me to sit there and go off, just don't start with me. But anyway, this ain't about me. So she shares with us that her aunt pretty much is, her adoptive mom. Her parents were in a situation she ain't going no deeper than there. And she resented her mother for giving her away. She either said 7 or 9 years old, one of the two. So because Letitia cut her deep with that, she does not want to do business with her. IKEA says when she walks into a room now she's that girl. Whatever you heard about me is gonna be true. I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't know where all this is coming from, but hey, shit, that's how you feel. That's how you feel. So now we get Tamara at the radio station. They're having their annual fashion show. Melody joins. They talk about the sistervention. Tamara says that they would never come to blows, and the word ugly was never used. So Melody is like, so was it pretty much she's just trying to figure out was it Letitia that actually used the word? Because sometimes how someone can tell you a story and you pretty much just like take the story and just kind of like summarize it. So sometimes people will use a word that was never used, and even though Some people might say it's semantics, but words do mean things. So when you add a word, subtract a word, or whatever, it can change the overall tone and message of a sentence or a statement. So I understand it. Anyway, Melanie said, I'm sorry, Tamra wants her to walk in the show. Melanie says she hasn't walked on a stage since she was Miss Atlanta 2005, but she said she's going to walk. So now we get So Gucci, D, and JJ, and also JJ's daughters, Sunji, Star, and Sky. And this is the part where I just don't know how to feel. So, so Gucci feels that D is afraid of life. Like, she is pregnant. She has like 3 more months before the baby is here, but feels that she might be scared of venturing out on her own. And I mean, some people are, because again, like, you don't know what the world has to offer. And no matter what goes on, like, you're never really prepared for, life outside of the four walls that you're brought up in. So so now we get everybody talking. So D feels that her mom married JJ, and when she did that, she like poured all of her time and attention into JJ and his children, to make things perfect and kind of create like the perfect blended family. But in the process, D feels as if her and her brother were kind of thrown to the side. So then, excuse me. All right. So the girls never handled their problems themselves. It seems like they would always go to their respective parents with their issues. Now, Dee felt bullied at home. One of the twins says she isolated herself. One thing I'm going to say about this whole entire conversation is a lot of twists and turns happened, and they, in my opinion, did not stay on a topic and resolve that topic before jumping to another topic. And typically when that's done, and I hate to say it, it was JJ's daughters that did a lot of that, latching on to one word or phrase and then going off on a tangent with that. And typically when people do that, it's because they don't want to own up to something. Now, you do have some people where if someone says something, it's like, wait a minute, like, and they might want to like talk about that one particular thing, and it's just for clarity. But a lot of times when people do that, it's because they know they're wrong and they're not trying to address anything. Do with that what you will. But they say that she isolated herself. So Dee shares why she isolated herself and even gave an example of, okay, well, when we were kids, y'all did not want me using y'all soap because y'all said that I was dirty. And then she went to say, I didn't know if that was because of my skin complexion or not. Now, when she said that, it was just, well, that pretty much you feel that way. That is a you thing. We're not bringing that into the. And it's like, that can be the thing. But here's the thing. They never once denied that they said that to her. And yes, they were kids and all this other stuff. Words do hurt. And things do happen. And when stuff like that happens, walls get built up and whatnot. Then this creates strife and misunderstandings and other things. So, because I don't want to lose myself in my nose. She says to them just like she's in therapy even to this day because of things that happened 10 years ago. And on one hand, I applaud her. Like the fact that you realize that you have a problem and that you're getting the help that you need, I applaud her. But there's still some type of reconciliation that she needs to have with herself because, again, she has to ask herself, if I never get what I want and they're no longer here, how can I reconcile with myself how to continue on and move on in life, especially given the fact that she's about to bring a child into this world. Now, this is not absolving those 3 young women of anything that they've done, but it's just sometimes having to understand you may not get what you want. And you have to figure out how to continue to move on in life. Right? So, and she even says that these issues that she's in therapy for, like, these things plague her to this day, and they play out in different relationships and different aspects of her life. And that right there lets you know that she's in therapy, because that right there is something that you only realize when you are literally reflecting and going inward and not getting trapped there, or when you're in therapy and talking with someone where you realize that, dang, the way that I'm reacting in this situation or this and this is because of how this happened or how I was treated here. it's a lot of reflecting that happens there. And again, that ain't easy. So I'm going to give D that. Just like the fact that she understands that and can articulate that is good. so so that's when the whole so I did put in here colorism comes up, talked about that vaguely. And they can't seem to agree. And again, it seems like to me that every time D said something, it was let's latch on and let's shift, the conversation another direction. Um, the twins say, and D even says that she feels gaslit. And one thing that I've learned about gaslighting is when someone tries to tell you that something that clearly did happen didn't happen, trying to make you crazy, then like literally trying to rewrite history, right? Revisionist history. So again, when I say the twins, I don't know which one is which because I don't know them like that. So when I say the twins, hey, just chalk it up, pick one. But the twins say they remember things the way it happened. You remember them how you want. When I tell you right there and that, now look, I'm gonna just keep it 1,000. Y'all would have been 01 because it's just like, excuse you, because pretty much what you're saying is that I got this whole thing messed up. And here's the reality, right? Mel had even said to Tambra, like people have their truth, but it might not be the truth. So a way that you remember how things played out, that may be from your vantage point at that particular time. And somebody may see the same situation completely different. It doesn't mean that either one of y'all wrong. That's just how y'all saw it at the moment. That's just like if you write the number 6/9 on the ground, and two people are standing there from opposite ends. One person's going to see that as a 6. The other person's going to see that as a 9. Doesn't mean that either one is wrong. It's just by virtue of how you're seeing it through the lens that you are seeing it through. But to sit here and make it seem as if, oh, we remember it, you just don't. I'm like, ooh, that's that. I felt the way about that. The twins feel like she has a problem with their dad because so Gucci marrying the father, and Dee says her relationship with their father has absolutely nothing to do with her relationship with them. Again, it seems as if okay, we're trying to sit here and find something to go off on, and again, that was something that was brought up. And was left alone, and so Gucci even mentions to us that she can kind of understand the twins because she lost her mother at a young age, and then her father remarried, and she had an issue with the stepmom. Like she just wanted her mom back and wanted her mom and her father together. Now she doesn't go into detail, but she kind of says that their like she just had to be a stand-in for their mother because their mother wasn't there, which leads me to believe that's gonna cause some stuff to happen, which means that the twins and Sanji's mom might be on the show next season. We shall see. So Dee feels that they are fake because they try to cover things up. And she says, y'all didn't know how I felt until today. I'm trying to let you know why I am how I am today. One of the twins said, you didn't bring the problem to us. You're the only one with bad vibes. Again, not only putting everything on her, but saying, you never brought this to us. But guess what? Y'all have issues with her that y'all never brought to her because y'all brought them to y'all father. So again, it's one of those where it's just literally putting everything on D, and I did not like that. And what I also didn't like is, as much as I'm happy that they were having a open conversation, getting it all out, there were moments where it felt like it was a 3-on-1, and I truly did not like that. Because in that sense, D is there by herself having to fight this whole. Anyway, shut up, y'all. So JJ says, D is about to have a baby. We, all of them collectively, have to figure out how we gonna make this thing work. And my thing is, yeah, that sounds cute, but this is one of those things that a lot of elders would do where I'm gonna just make a general statement, just like, well, this is like, we family, this is all we got, and and this, okay, so we putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, like, that doesn't solve anything. Like, that all sounds cute,
Because how about, okay, well, girls, I'm gonna put y'all in individual therapy, and then we're going to have therapy where all four of y'all will be in therapy together, and then we're going to have therapy sessions where all six of us will be together. That sounds like more of a solution than anything. Not just we just need to figure out how to make this work. No, don't say let's figure it out. Actually, make a plan. Figure it out. D feels a burden has been lifted because she was heard and she has no more problems, which is bull. And I understand the whole I've gotten this off my chest, so I feel better. But I do appreciate So Gucci by saying, look, this ain't gonna be healed in one session. We're gonna have to keep at it. So we get to the Rock the One runway. Letitia comes with Glenn. Um, so they've called a truce. We don't care because he in the intro. So leave me alone with it. Then we get Melanie the Stallion walking down the runway. All I was thinking is legs and hips and body. Yeah, when I tell you, I was just like, ooh, yeah, yeah. She was up there looking like a whole meal. I was like, God damn. So Gucci walking down the runway, JJ ass is sitting here throwing money at her like he at the strip club. Then gets his ass on stage and is walking behind her, still making it right. And then he go strike a motherfucker. I'm like, JJ, get your ass off the stage. It ain't about you, sir. But I laughed. I hollered. Demond gives Tamara flowers. Everybody thought he was gonna propose. I don't know why. Letitia pulls Demond to the side because she told the girls like she always knew Greedy. She never knew Demond, which is how it is sometimes where you will know somebody by their nickname but not by their government name. So she pulls him to the side and brings up what her friend Taisha said. Demond says he won't give it the time of day, like not trying to breathe light into it. Now here's what I want to say. Though I understand it, this goes back to what a lot of us were saying when it came to the Real Housewives of New Jersey and Teresa and Louis, where there were things that Louis did not want to address, but this is one of those where if you just go ahead, talk about it, put it all out there, there's nothing else anybody can say because you've already spoken your piece, but because you're trying not to go there, now you're making this story more than what it really needs to be. So I'm sorry, hold it. Da, 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 da. So the girls, with the exception of Tamara, join them. Then Tamara and some quote unquote security walks up. Demond is upset that the bullets that are meant for him are hitting Tamara and tells the girls, leave her out of this. And, if anything, bring this to me. The quote unquote security pretty much kind of ushers them away to kind of like break up the scene. And that is pretty much it. So that is my review. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Please let me know how y'all felt about this, especially the So Gucci, JJ, and their children thing, because I feel like we all probably see this differently. And even though I didn't say it, I do have to admit that a lot of in me watching it, I was putting myself in D's shoes because I know that feeling. Not when it comes to step siblings, but my actual siblings, and just how things play out and narratives being spun and just a whole bunch of stuff. So y'all let me know how y'all feel. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's Saturday. And if all goes according to plan and I don't get too drunk tonight, y'all will get Love and Marriage Huntsville tomorrow morning. And then you'll get I'll about to say Love and Hip Hop. Come on, y'all. Get your ish together, boy. You'll get Real Housewives of Atlanta Monday morning. And then of course there'll be the panel on Tuesday. So yeah, with that being said, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you all for the next video. Peace.